Hello, everyone. Welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host. I can't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies. And today we have Alien Earth Season 1, Episode 6. So, last episode was really cool. We got caught up with all the events that happened on the Maginot, everything that led up to the crash that, kicked this whole thing off. We learned that Cavalier set everything in motion. He's the one that planted the saboteur that, turned on the ship and caused all these explosions that caused it to crash. We saw more of the aliens in action. They were basically eating their way through the crew even before, the act of sabotage. So, yeah, I think they were doomed no matter what. This just kind of sped things up. We saw flashbacks to Moro's family, his daughter. Don't know what happened with the wife, just assume maybe she passed from illness or something like that. He still reminisces from time to time, but, his connection to his humanity has been severed permanently with the loss of them. So, yeah, we saw once again just how, ruthless he can be when he needs to be, which is quite often, in this universe. I really just want to get right to this one. We've got a lot in the works. Slightly is about to set up some human, hopefully it's not Joe to get, their face hugged. So, yeah, we've got that in the works. Morrow managed to get back with Yutani, relayed all the information that they have, but, his plan, he wants to see it carried out in person. This is very important to him. So, yeah, I think with this episode, we're probably going to get, the real kickoff on the island to start things off for real. And yeah, I just want to get right to it. But before we begin, as always, remember to blank, blank, and blank. It's still very much a small channel, so every like, comment, share, subscribe that we can get really helps out. I really appreciate it. Patreon link down below. With that, let's get right to it. This is interesting. Normally, the growth is quite rapid, but here it's slowed down. Yeah, he doesn't like this.
Sure she's safe?
Still aggressive even with her.
What other maintenance do they need, the hybrids?
Why?
One day she's gonna graduate, right, from this place. When she does, she's gonna need someone to take care of her.
That's like an onion asking, how do I take care of a star?
Sure.
You think he's gonna let you take her with you?
No, I mean, she's just a kid.
Keep telling yourself that.
Joe is debating what this all means.
She said she was pregnant. She's had a traumatic...
Is that what I'm supposed to tell him? Reset her to before the tower. Full memory wipe.
We don't know what impact this would have on her identity.
This unit is going to be smiling and waving from the stage.
I won't do it.
Excuse me?
We'll do it.
You're fired.
Whoa.
You can't be serious.
Hold on. You need me.
No more, it seems. So pack your things.
The pronunciation's a bit tricky, but I'll get it.
I think it was a mistake bringing them here. Yeah, species from other worlds.
They didn't ask to come here.
Don't do that. You give them thoughts and feelings. They're killers.
So are we.
Not like that. We have community. They survive, eat.
Bees do that. Ants do that. They have hives, systems, whole colonies.
It tried to kill us.
Not this one. Joe, I think this one could be good.
Marcy, I'm working out a way to get us out of here.
What if I don't want to go?
Joe's sort of questioning whether or not, is she really my sister still? Like, she thinks, she is his sister, but at the same time, I don't know, it's kind of awkward. Why does this idiot never wear shoes?
Moderator assigned to you by the governing collective known as the Five.
All data, equipment, personnel, and research materials on board are the sole property of Weyland Yutani.
What if it wasn't an accident?
What?
Maybe it was an attack. Or maybe the pilot was drunk.
This is a cover-up. Do you know what she's so desperate to get back?
Deep space biological specimens. In direct violation of like 50 intercorporate laws? 6 weeks is the established precedent for off-world quarantine, isn't that right?
50 billion. And we take possession immediately.
It's just not safe. You know,
Let me just say how pleased I am. We could come to an amenable
Shut up.
They held back the information that Cavalier caused the crash.
I could have one of the xenomorphs by the end of the day.
Could.
It's a recruited asset. There's a strong potential for failure. We destabilize the facility and exfil in the chaos.
There he is. Now let's see what he's up to.
The almost human, self-hating machine.
Yesterday's model, the incredibly irrelevant robot. Who wouldn't want to be you? Your kids, with their shiny new bodies, I gotta get me one of those. You know what I like most about killing synths? They don't feel pain. So nothing clouds their minds when I start chopping them up.
Damn.
See, I would imagine it's the pain that makes it satisfying.
I'll see you soon, old toy.
Few adjustments, sweetheart, okay? Remove the trauma.
This is super unethical, also incredibly dangerous. The husband said that his help was needed in order to do this, and yeah, she's proceeding alone.
Hi. You feeling better? Better? I feel fine.
You said you were gonna have a baby.
You're right.
Stop funning.
I don't have any of that.
What's wrong with me? I don't have any of that. You do remember going with Arthur and Dame Sylvia?
So now she knows that her memory was altered, and it's going to freak her out even more.
Leave me alone.
Hey. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Everybody's so cranky here. It's not fun anymore.
It's not everything's supposed to be fun. We're grown-ups now.
Being grown-up sucks.
Trying to map out an escape route. Oh shit.
Hey, hi.
You see Marcy?
No, haven't seen her. We could go look for her, maybe.
I'm sure she'll turn up.
Arush, you have to hurry.
Wendy gets to see her family, but what do I get?
We will talk to them, I promise.
I want to show you something.
What?
It's a secret. Hey.
Troll short a man. Wanna come?
No, we were just gonna... It won't take long.
We'll talk when I'm back, okay?
No, we need to go now. It's for Wendy.
Sorry, kid, it's my fault.
That was close. He might, I'm thinking he's going to seek out, what's his name, the other scientist who just got fired, who might still be on the island.
Is that really your sister? In that machine?
Yeah. I think so. She is to me anyway.
We got a good thing going here. We're alive. We get paid. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, this is what we're used to.
The creatures need to be fed and watered. Step by step, follow protocols to the letter.
Now, if anything's going to go wrong here, it's got to involve the eye. It's definitely the smartest organism, and he's still very green with all this shit. That's not good. Oh shit. Now he's locked inside. Fuck. I'm guessing whatever is in here eats metal. It's got like rocks and metal stuff in the food tray. Oh shit. Yep, it's eating right through him.
What did you do to her?
Yeah, not gonna be too happy about this.
We found a glitch in one of her subroutines. We removed the corrupt data before it could corrupt the rest of her.
That's a funny word. You didn't give her choice, did you?
I gave her medicine. Please, Wendy. I have the utmost respect for you. All of you. Wendy.
That's not my name.
Interesting.
Are we people or are we something else? And he said, stop pretending to be people. I think he's right.
That's the wrong conclusion to
I don't
draw.
wanna be people anymore if this is what people are. Killing things. Taking them apart just to see what's inside. See the world for what it really is, not how it feels.
This is not good.
He's a machine. Everything we're doing here, we do for you. My only job is to make sure that nothing gets lost.
Nibs got lost.
No. We helped her. Tell me what's wrong so that I can help you fix it.
What if you're what's wrong?
Oh boy.
I noticed how you seem to care.
Yeah, I did. I mean,
Is my sister safe here?
Camera watching, recording everything.
Of course she is. Here, let me show you. There's Wendy.
Very nice.
That's all the reassurances I can give you.
Their trackers are off, so he's got a window until, they get turned back on when they realize what's going on. They're really setting up, the escape that's about to happen when everything comes crashing down. Toodles is the one that got his face burned off. Is he about to go to the lab and then Slightly's gonna show up? Kirsch is still watching him. He hasn't said or done anything to stop it yet, though.
Do you want to say goodbye to your mother before she dies?
No, please. Please.
God damn, man.
Gosh asked me to watch his stuff, so he didn't give me them.
This is it, dude. Here we go.
Can you open it from the outside? I'm locked in. Here's my family. What? I have a family. This is Dr. Sylvia and...
It's over. I think he's disgusted with humanity. Cavalier especially.
Everything okay?
Affirmative.
Quick. Oh, jeez. He has no idea how close he came. Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. That was episode 6. It was damn good. So you know how the 5 corporations basically control everything? Well, there was a mediation set up between Yutani and Cavalier over what to do about, this whole crash, the specimens on the ship, all of that. I have to say that Cavalier manipulated the situation, very expertly there. He talked about, well, how do I know it was a crash? It could be a hostile act. This could be a part of an invasion, in which case I would be acting as, the cop in this situation. Oh, I'll agree to give you your specimens back for sure. They are yours, after all. After the 6-month quarantine passes. So you can tell that he did his research going into this meeting and, came prepared, figured out a clever strategy of how to get what he wants. Or at the very least, just buy time. This is obviously a delaying tactic. The longer he can hold on to the specimens, the more he can learn from them. Very interesting scene between Morrow and Kirsch in the elevator. Kirsch despises Morrow because he's part human. And the more that this episode goes on, and there were hints of it before, the events of the episode as they unfold reveal just how much Kirsch really dislikes humanity, has gotten to the point where he's just disgusted by it. Wendy was talking about it. Great scene between her and the doctor. Who are people to decide, what happens to these specimens? What happens to the hybrids? Like, what authority do they have? They created them, so what? They're inferior in so many ways, and, it's very interesting. The arguments that Kirsch has made this entire time are, you're not human, you're a machine, and that's always been the thing he goes back to over and over again. And unfortunately, Wendy is kind of starting to buy into that point because she doesn't like what she sees from people. The whole situation with Nibs and, that one director guy who's like, Cavalier's right hand, decided to just, wipe Nibs' memory from everything from, when they first went to the crash site up to this point, thinking that, oh, that would fix everything. It's kind of like a factory reset, even though it isn't. Sure enough, that plan was doomed to failure because, the other hybrids still have their memories, and Wendy talked to her, trying to ask her, are you okay? Because, you were talking about how you're pregnant and the trauma that she obviously went through when she got attacked by the Eye when she was on the ship. Her realization that she no longer has those memories, and Wendy's realization that, hey, they'll just, erase part of us whenever it's convenient for them. Like, we owe these people nothing. And why are we subservient to them? That whole thing. Again, just what authority do humans have to guide us on our way, let alone, dictate how we do things? It's kind of absurd. It's like if there was a society where all the 2-year-olds were in charge, and when you were an adult, you just became, subservient to them. It's like, why am I taking orders from a toddler? Like, that's how they kind of feel about the whole situation. Joe is trying to figure a way off of the island, but it's very difficult. It's super locked down, but there are, security breaches here and there throughout the episode that he can hopefully exploit in the coming future. Now, the question going forward is Wendy going to want to leave with a human, even if it is her brother? I think it's pretty clear at this point that Kirsch is, the David of this television show. I don't know his exact reasoning, but it kind of seems like he's just done with humanity, taking orders from them. Is he just trying to cause chaos for the sake of chaos and just, let the specimens run wild, take over the island, and just sort of leave Earth to, survival of the fittest? You wanted these specimens, here they are. I'm going to let them loose and see what happens. It could be like an intellectual curiosity, or it could be like, I am so done with humans that I literally want to bring about their end and actively pursue that goal. At the very least, he's done with taking orders from humans. It was a really cool scene where, Toodles was filling in for Kirsch, who was still on the ship coming back. He was supposed to feed the specimens, and he was doing okay, but sure enough, one of the door latches got stuck, and he pulled a little too hard and broke it off. His solution to this was to then go into the actual, cage itself. Had his foot on the door to kind of block it as he was, putting the tray down, and sure enough, the fucking Eye, it's always the Eye, bangs its head against the glass. Just a quick moment of distraction causes him to, jump because he was startled. The door then shuts behind him, and then he's locked in there with this new insect we haven't seen before. Seemed like it was feeding on inorganic material because the tray, its feeding tray was like rocks and metal and stuff. Once Toodles was trapped in there, he became lunch pretty damn quick. When Joe and that one scientist who got fired during the course of the episode were, talking back and forth, him typing, because he knew that he was being watched and everything was being recorded, so he had to do it this way to be sneaky about it. He deactivated the tracker for the hybrid so that, Joe could have this window of opportunity to get Wendy out of here. Again, not sure if Wendy's going to want to go with Joe. But that's how he noticed that, Toodles was offline, and then the last place he was tagged in was the lab, so that's where he went. Perfect opportunity for Slightly, who, was struggling really hard with this. Doesn't want his mom and brothers to die, so, doesn't really have much of a choice. The scientist guy just, shows up trying to find out what happened with Toodles and, goes into the lab willingly, and Slightly's never going to have a better chance than this, so he goes for it. After the facehugger attaches, he stuffs him in the air vent, and luckily he pulled it closed behind him, because that new bug that we saw for the first time was coming right for Slightly, and he has no idea how close he came to being lunched too. So yeah, going into next episode, we have a dead hybrid, facehugger gestating inside, that scientist guy. Wendy is completely disillusioned with, her caretakers and basically everyone there that's not a machine. Her ability to communicate with the xenomorph sort of gives her a false sense, I think, of what the creature really is. She's having trouble distinguishing, the life of this thing versus the life of a human, why you really shouldn't trust the xenomorph. Unfortunately, I think it's a lesson she's going to have to learn the hard way. But yeah, this episode was really good at, sowing the seeds for the coming destruction, and it's going to be epic. I'm pretty sure it's going to kick off next episode. I really hope Cavalier gets it. That would be a really cool moment. I haven't decided just yet what would be the perfect death for him, like taking a facehugger to the face, maybe the eyeball popping into him, controlling him, or, even just a xenomorph cracks his skull open with, like, the interior intermandible jaw. Like, that would be pretty cool to watch, too. I just hope he dies. I don't think it necessarily matters the vehicle we take to get there. I just want to watch the guy die. But yeah, another really good episode in the books, setting things up nicely for the coming chaos, and I look forward to it. I'm definitely going to be enjoying that when it finally happens. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.